All right, let's see. All right. Well, you never know on YouTube. Oh, hey, Jens. In the process of dyeing your hair. How long does that take? Oh, somebody's on YouTube. Hey, guys. We've got a few people on Discord. YouTube usually gets fewer people at this hour or at this for this show. Now, who's the lurker on YouTube? Just curious. But yeah, it gets fewer people on the YouTube on the YouTube. Discord, however, we've got several. And they left. See, that always happens. YouTube, they show up and they're like, nobody else is here. Hey, Joe, you're there. And then we got maybe 4 or 5. No, we got 4 over on Discord. That's not bad. That's not bad. Anyway, oh boy. Anyway, what's going on, guys? As you know, this is the very, very casual hangout. Midnight Violet. Oh, that's right. You do kind of put purple in your hair a little bit, don't you? Or I vaguely remember you doing that. Something like that. We're talking to Ashley over on Discord, who is busy dyeing her hair. Oh, boy. Up. Oh. So I was like having ChatGPT help me investigate baking pans yesterday. And like, I guess I knew this, but God, it's complicated. Did you know that, like, if you're baking brownies or cake or anything else, the baking pan matters, meaning metal versus glass versus ceramic. It cooks differently, different amount of time, and differently overall. Even with metal, what kind of metal? Stainless steel versus aluminum, dark metal versus light metal. I was like, oh my God. Because I don't have an 8x8 pan for brownies and stuff, and I always use 9x9. It's a little big. I mean, you can do it in glass. It's better in light aluminum, light colored aluminum, I found out. Like what Joe just said, aluminum, yep. But it's very interesting because, I mean, I just use whatever I've got, but apparently it does cook differently. You'll get a different amount of time that things cook. So the problem there is, like, if you've got certain recipes where you know, oh, this recipe cooks 23 minutes in my oven, not if you use a different pan. But I was very surprised. And it can cook differently, as in, like, I think for brownies, I was looking at stainless steel, and ChatGPT said, no, stainless steel is going to get too hot, and the middle will be fudgy, which is fine, but the outside edge is going to get overcooked, like to an extensive degree overcooked, like not just crispy. So like it's very confusing. Yeah, I was very surprised. I mean, because I knew this, but I never paid attention. And also cooking things like lasagna or whatever else. Again, it depends. Well, lasagna is a whole different question. You want to be careful with metal because it's acidic, but also cooking it in a glass pan versus a ceramic pan versus it's like, oh my God. I mean, my 9x13s are glass anyway, so there's no. Well, I have a ceramic one now, actually. I got it. Well, I did too, Ash. I got it. Actually, I think somebody got it for me as a gift on Amazon. I found finally a ceramic pan that had like 3+ inches on the sides. It's like a 9x13 or 10x13 or something like that. But it's 3.5 inches tall instead of the typical 2.5 inches. And it's nice because the typical is maybe this. This one's like this. Which is nice because, exactly, as you know, if you're making like pasta dishes like that, they always get close to the edge, which drives me crazy. So that made me happy. Glass for cobbler. And I have no idea, Joe, like which one's better. I just don't recall. I still use whatever shape I need. I just didn't have an 8x8. And I've already had a few recipes recently that needed 8x8. So I was like, all right, I'll buy a aluminum 8x8. So, but yeah, I like the deep pan for doing any kind of, lasagna or Greek dishes or whatever, because you do get close to the edge and it's a pain. Oh, that's neat. Old glass dish from Germany. Oh, that's neat. How'd you get? I mean, how'd you get a dish from Germany? Was it a family thing, or you found it at like a estate sale or bake sale or whatever? Ashley's using Black Lady hair dye. Shimmering color. Oh, thickness of the pan. That's interesting too. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I just don't really pay attention, you know, but, and certainly for anything like, Greek dishes or lasagna or whatever, you just kind of cook it till it's ready. But still, for desserts, it's a different question. Those are going to be more finicky. Like I said, I was very surprised just because I knew this and I can never remember though, like which, same thing for cookies and like, depending what kind of pan you cook the cookies on as well. Same problem. Cheap thin aluminum. Anyway, very interesting. So very interesting. Yep. There, turn that down a little. I didn't talk to you. Stop it. Siri on my iPad decided to start talking. Oh, stop. No, nothing. I said her name and then she went off again. Anyway. Oh, hey, Big Hawk. Didn't see that you were there. Who else is there? Oh, just you guys. Okay. Anyway, so very interesting. But I did make my favorite brownie recipe. Brownies. They're kind of flourless chocolate cakes. My friend David Leibowitz's recipe. That's very good. And it's brownies, haha. It's flourless chocolate, whatever. But I will post this again. It's very good. It's a good amount of chocolate, but it's very good. Hold on. I think, I don't know if, oh no, it's not going to let me. So YouTube won't let me because it's too many words, but Discord should. Oh, Discord's doing it too. Oh no, Discord, that's fine. Hang on a second. Hang on. But it's a very good recipe. Easy enough. Decadently good recipe. Highly recommend. There we go. Now, the one trick with his recipe, because it's gluten-free, so to speak, not intended to be gluten-free, but the recipe, it uses cornstarch. And interestingly enough, when you use cornstarch in lieu of flour, and I was Googling, his recipe says it, but I was Googling it. When you use cornstarch instead of flour, you've got to beat the hell out of it, or it's gonna fall. It's gonna be terrible. And his recipe even says you've got to beat the hell out of it for a minute or longer until it changes consistency. And then he says what happens if you don't. But I then was Googling and saw the explanation and I went, oh, wow, I didn't realize that. So anyway, it's a great recipe if you want to make, like I said, kind of a flourless chocolate brownie. Again, they're not just brownies. They're better than brownies. It's like flourless chocolate cake, really. But excellent. Absolutely excellent. Just make sure. I literally get the handheld beater thing. I've got like an electric beater that's like the handheld ones, and I use that for a minute or two. Aries is still getting bigger? Kind of hard to tell there, though, because he's in the distance. Is he actually bigger? Make sure he doesn't get fat. That whole thing. Oh, he's still getting taller. How old is he now? That is funny. What does he weigh now? Joe found a book from an old German baker. Oh, that sounds fun. Those are fun. I follow some TikTok people who do all the old recipes. He could potentially grow a little more. Oh, 99 pounds. That's not bad, though. Considering I was thinking when you said he was getting bigger that he was like 150 pounds or something. I mean, 99 is a lot, but it's not terrible compared to, big dogs are like 125, how much does he eat a day? I can imagine he must eat a ton of food. 3 cups? That's funny. Sasha eats half a cup a day. It's funny, which is also nice with small dogs because if you buy stuff that's more expensive, it still lasts, you know, because it just isn't as much food. Or I had to buy her some special. The vet recommended some special fish oil that's good for senior dogs for, cognitive stuff. But it's $20 a month. Whereas if she were as a big dog, it'd probably be, God only knows, $60 a month, or who knows, right? Or more. Yeah, 3 cups is funny though. Anyway. Oh boy. Oh, I couldn't sleep last night. I think because I had these damn brownies and I haven't had as much coffee lately because I was sick that week. I was up until like 2:00. I'm in bed though for 2 hours and I couldn't sleep. I was like, fuck. So I'm a little more tired than usual now. But I haven't had like chocolate do that to me in a long time. But again, because I'm not having as much coffee now. What else? Anyway. La la la. Yep, Joe, it's still just you on YouTube. Now, with YouTube, Joe, you are able to link it to Discord if you ever wanted to join the Discord, folks, because we've got like 4 people over on Discord. You just have to go to Discord, create an account. I don't know if you have one. And then in your settings, you can link your YouTube account. And then it'll transfer the stuff, just so you know. Your cat's demanding. Oh, the cat's cute. Is it a kitten? Oh, she is small. She looks small from here, at least. How many pounds is she? Yeah, I mean, it's up to you, Joe. I just meant, if you're the only one, at least there's like 4 people on Discord. So it's a little more, it's a little, 5 people. It's a little more of a hangout crowd. But as long as you've got Discord already set up, setting up Discord is not fun. If you've got an account already there, then you just go into your settings and look for connections or something, YouTube. And it's one of those things that you click it and it brings up a YouTube box that automatically connects your YouTube, basically. And it should just transfer the ownership, so to speak. Oh, 7 pounds. Yeah, for a cat, that's small-ish. Well, because cats, I mean, aren't regular cats usually 10 or 12 pounds or what? Although cats are also look big, I think. Oh, did you mean to put up 1 second of audio, Ash? Maybe not. Yeah, 12 to 15 pounds. I was going to say that's what I think of with cats. Oh, Aries is big compared to the other dogs. Yeah. Yeah. It was cute. Sasha got to meet the neighbor's cat again. My neighbor was sort of stuck out for the evening and wanted me to go feed his cats. He lives across the hall. So I did. And he goes, you can bring Sasha. So I brought her. And she's funny because she likes the cats. Their cats have gotten used to her. So their cat immediately came up to Sasha and they did the nose-to-nose thing, which I thought was fascinating. And the weirdest thing, and Zerpazzi, I don't know, you as a cat person, the weirdest thing was they got nose-to-nose. And as they're rubbing noses, the cat gave a meow, like a squeak meow, like, kind of like, it was like, which I wasn't sure what it was, and wasn't scared, didn't back up, didn't swat, but I wasn't quite sure what was going on. It was interesting because like their cat hasn't done that before. Obviously they got along, and like I said, they were sniffing for a good many seconds, nose to nose, so they were fine. But in the middle of the sniffing, the cat gave this weird squeak. Oh, that's cute. Is that to ride the ride or just to measure yourself? Oh, that's cute. Oh, did we lose your Pachi? Oh no, you're there. You're there. Just curious cat psychology. It was very strange. Yeah. And again, once she did the meow, they kept sniffing for another few more seconds. So it wasn't like get away, backing up, hitting or anything else. It was very strange. It was very strange. Like I said, like they both just went nose to, and I was getting a little worried just because I want the cat to kill her. I mean, they've gotten along before, but literally they've never done nose to nose for several seconds. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. It's very cute. Sasha likes cats anyway, but it was very cute that the cat has like gotten, even though Sasha's only been over there a few times, but starting about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, suddenly the cats got more comfortable with her, which was very interesting. Anyway, it was cute. So, and then in a little bit, I can always open up. Last time I realized I could open up YouTube mid-show. Well, so DC, Joe asked about the occupation of DC. Funny enough, I'm kind of pissed because yesterday I had no idea there was a huge march in DC yesterday against the occupation. I had no idea. It started a block away from my house. No idea. We went to lunch, whatever, and noticed that there were a lot of cops, but didn't know why. Missed the entire thing. And then on the way home, I looked for it, couldn't find it. And all the pictures online, it was huge. But I'm really pissed because I went and looked for it. I was going to cover it. It literally started a block away from me. The thing is, I don't know how the hell. What I don't understand is how you guys even hear about these things. Oh, hey, Angelica or Callum, whichever person that is. Callum likes to gender bend with his profiles. But I don't know how people find out about this stuff because literally I had no idea. And that it was a block away. I'm like, seriously? Literally the end of the block. So I'm kind of pissed. Like I said, because the video, it was pretty huge and I could have easily covered it. So I was a little annoyed there, I must say. Anyway. Yeah, I'm sure people share, but I didn't know. I didn't hear about it. Yeah, apparently they were doing other cities too. I saw the Chicago one too. But the DC one got decent. DC's hard to get good turnout. It was decent turnout. Like I was thinking a couple hundred people. It was clearly several thousand people. It was very good. But, oh well. The MAGA trolls whine about it. That's a good way to find out though. Jolly good ginger? What the hell does that mean? Is that a TikToker or something? Jolly good. Oh, okay. Now is Callum actually here? Because at one point, I'm taking a picture of this to show him. At one point, he goes, Jellica's not there. She didn't drop in. She was driving or whatever. I'm like, yes, she was. It's a TikToker. I'm sending this to Callum. All right, I'm sending it to Callum so he can see. Now I've got proof. Oh, you are both there. Okay. No, because at one time, it happened several weeks ago. And he goes, Angelica wasn't there. I said, your account popped in for 2 seconds and left. He goes, we were driving. I'm like, well, it was there maybe a month ago now. That's funny. That's funny. Anyway. Oh, creative doesn't protest. Okay. Anyway, if you hear about protests in the future that look like they're happening, let me know. But like I said, literally it started a block away. I was like, are you kidding me? I mean, it couldn't have been easier for me to cover it. And like I said, on the way home, because we saw some people at the food place that were clearly protesters with signs. So we asked them, and he said, "Oh yeah, there was a huge protest, in the park." And I said, "Get out of here." So I went to the park on the way home, and it was empty with Damien. So clearly they'd already moved on. But like I said, I was a little bummed out. So my African violet, for some reason, the flowers like come and go, and I don't quite know why. Like it got into a anti-flower phase for a little bit. Like they're just starting to come back, but they sort of stopped flowering for a little bit. Like I said, I don't know why. Anyway. La la la. But like I said, I may open up YouTube in a second to everybody. I did that last time, Joe. DC for Halloween. Halloween's pretty popular in DC. The fun thing is, although now it's gotten too popular, is traditionally we have a drag high heel race in the old gay neighborhood a couple days before Halloween, and it's quite funny. You don't have to be in drag, but you do have to be in high heels, and the heels have to be a minimum of 3 inches, 3-inch heels, and it's guys, a lot of them in drag. And it's very funny. And it's about a 2-block race. I forget what the winner gets. It's very funny. And it's really funny too, because I mean, like these guys, I had friends who did it. I mean, they have to practice a lot because 3-inch heels are not easy to walk in, apparently. And they've got, and let alone run in. But it's very funny. The thing is, it's gotten so popular. I went 30 years ago. I used to go. It's gotten so popular that it's not really as fun anymore because it's just too many people. But it's still fun to see the costumes and everything else. So, but no, Halloween's popular in DC. I haven't been to parties in years. I love Halloween parties, but don't know anybody really throwing them anymore. I've got costumes, multiple costumes for Sasha. Typically for her, I've got a nice a jockey costume I like. That's like a jockey riding her like a horse. But I've also got a Spock costume that I bought her, and a Star Trek. I found a Star Trek, like the actual Star Trek Next Generation uniform for the top at a yard sale here in DC for $5 a couple of years ago, and I was like, I'm buying it. And then found her one. So they don't specify a heel type other than it's got to be 3 inches, 3-inch minimum. Old cat lady, funny. Yeah, like I was at mom's house last year. Almost nobody. We bought candy. Almost nobody showed up, which I was shocked. Like almost, and it's a suburban neighborhood. Almost nobody showed up. So that was surprising. Oh, New York City for Halloween a few years ago got COVID. Yeah, New York, obviously big deal for Halloween there. Every holiday, everything in New York. Oh God. So what do you think, Joe? Do I open up YouTube to everybody? Like last time I did it, it was fun actually, because like second half of the show, when I opened it up to everybody, it literally sent a message. So we got like 20 or 30 people, which I was surprised. Oh, that's funny. Oh, what did you say? That was Cat Lady or what? Oh, that's funny, Big Hawk. That's funny. Yeah, let me, I think I can do it in just the settings right here. Let me see the edit settings. Do I? Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, visibility. Yeah, I can do visibility. I can do, let me just do public. What the hell? Let's do public. I'm not going to do all day here, but all right, let's see what happens. Well, I mean, initially I wanted just you guys because that's what this is about. But let's see. Let's see now what it does. This should be interesting. Yep. Go wash your hair. Yeah, but apparently it sends people said, oh yeah, it sent a notice out when I changed the. Oh, there you see. There's Noah. I would say it sends a notice out when I change the settings. Apparently, although you guys are subscribers anyway, but you're just not VIP subscribers, I'm guessing, or no, because you're green, so you've got to be subscribers. I decided to open it like I did last time. I decided to open up for the second part of the Hangout. Oh, 20. It really does tell people, like 20 people popped up. Oh, that's interesting. So it really does it does make it public. That's interesting. Very interesting. Huh. That's okay, Ash. Yeah, it sends out a notification. I'm just always surprised that people are around. Like even 20 people, randomly. Anyway. Yes, we're just doing our Hangout. So la la la. Oh, we were talking about Halloween. Part of the cool club. Yeah, something like that, NJ. Oops. Playing on your computer. It's funny. I'm still I can tell, maybe because I had like scrambled eggs, but for some reason the scrambled eggs didn't sit well this morning. I'm still a bit sensitive from that being sick a week ago. I'm surprised, or a week and a half ago. Like I said, I'm a little surprised. It's like not queasy, but it's just a little, still a little not happy, which is really annoying because I thought it was gone completely. But I can tell after something about the scrambled eggs was not as happy. I don't decorate for fall. I decorate for Christmas. So I go all out for Christmas, not all out, but remember I've got the huge ornaments that go on my ceiling, the Christmas tree. I've never done fall, although I'm not opposed to fall because I do I need to go to Michael's or something and get fall stuff because I love decorating, but I've never really done Halloween. Well, because it's a box of stuff I would need. I would do Halloween too, actually. I could do Halloween. I need to buy stuff though. I don't have Halloween decorations. I like decorating. I forgot, Zapachi, are you going to Greece, you said, or where are you going? Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. If you don't know why I'm going live. Oh, Germany. Okay. If you don't know why I'm going live, right, you think it's, oh my God, something's going on. No, this is our weekend show for the paid subscribers. But yeah, how do you decorate for the fall though? Do you just put Thanksgiving looking stuff up for a few months? You know what I mean? Like the colored leaves and stuff, or what? I would do it. I just don't. Again, I have to go to Michael's and binge on stuff. We've got a Michael's in town. Harvest, exactly. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Okay, well, that's interesting. Yeah, I would do it. I never have actually. Like I said, Christmas for sure. And Christmas, I put up a week before Thanksgiving, maybe not a week, but around Thanksgiving, and then I leave it up till January 6th or so, sometimes later, sometimes January 15th, because I'm I don't care. I want a good 7-8 weeks of maybe 7 weeks at least of Christmas. Also, because it's such a pain in the ass to put that stuff up, Actually, I'll have to go live again. Remember I went live last year when I was doing the tree. It was fun. It made it more fun than just doing it alone. Mums and corn stalks outside. But I'll do that again. Oh, boy. Oh. Oops. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, I would. I was saying. I say Thanksgiving, but exactly any kind of fall stuff. I guess that's true. When could you put it up? End of September, October. So it could go up. That's true. It could go up October, November. September might be pushing it, depending where you live. Yeah, Christmas Eve tree thing I don't get. Now that is a Scandinavian maybe, because I remember watching Rick Steves and then maybe Norwegian or something. They've got the tree and it doesn't go up until the night before, and they surprise the kids. But I'm like, exactly, like, oh my god, how do you not get your tree up, like, but for a few days, and it's a pain in the ass to put up. Much more fun to do it at Thanksgiving, you know. I'm trying to remember this year. Oh, actually, I did put extra lights this year. Yeah, I did. I think extra of the big lights. I remember. Actually, I bought. Oh, I did buy extra lights this year. Yes, I got them at Michael's. That's right. I'll have, or not at Michael's, at Kohl's or whatever it's called now. Anyway, yeah. So, because I realized I didn't put the extra, and then I put them up, and I was like, oh, much better. Because like the LEDs, they're different than the old lights we used to use. The old lights would radiate more. The LEDs, it's a little different. I don't like the look as much. So how do we feel about candy corn? I like candy corn. I don't know why, but I actually, even though I'm more of a chocolate guy, I actually like candy corn. I've seen people online get into it, and like, a lot of people hate candy corn. Apparently, I've always found it quite tasty, even though I'm not typically just a sugar guy. I surprisingly enjoy it. But it's a source of controversy, apparently. Orange Halloween light set. That's actually very funny. That is funny, actually, for the prescription bottles. That would work, though. You're right. In Germany, we used to get our tree on the 24th. My dad would decorate while we were at Christmas Mass. Now I put it up mid-December. Yeah, that's what I think it was Scandinavia, but maybe it was Germany. But the parents would surprise the kids the night before. And it's a neat idea, but like, especially because Christmas, I find like after Christmas, for me, the Christmas season kind of ends after Christmas. Like, it's weird that pre-Christmas, you could have weeks of it, but December 26th is kind of a letdown. So like having the tree up, I leave the tree up another week or 2 weeks, but it's not the same thing as before for my tastes. 26th, 27th feels like Christmas is over. It doesn't feel like, oh, it's still the Christmas season. Right? Take it down in January. That's good. At least you get good time there. Yep. Same thing. Thanksgiving is when we would typically do it. Like, we do it that weekend after Thanksgiving. Exactly. So like Thanksgiving's Thursday. And then, we used to do a live tree, my parents. So we'd go and get the tree that weekend with my dad at Home Depot. But yeah, the LEDs are tough. I had some of my LEDs, I've shown you guys the LEDs that I have. My New York apartment is smaller, so that the LEDs were really, cool for my New York apartment. Here, you don't notice it as much, but in New York, oh my God. Let me, actually, I'm typing on my iPhone. I'm gonna do Christmas, New York. That should be enough. There we go. All right. So this was my New York apartment, but it gives you a sense of the size, right? Typical apartment, like 700 square feet, 9 foot, eight or 9 foot ceilings, whatever they normally are, right? And there's the tree in the corner. So typical apartment. But this is what the tree would do on the walls, the LEDs. It would like, the lights on the walls were crazy. And it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't like the LEDs were supposed to do this. This is just what it would do on my walls. Hold on. My view. That was my view. Okay, God, I missed that apartment so much with that view. Look at that view out the window. It just makes me sick that I still don't have that apartment. But I'm trying to find the other. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. I mean, this is an example. It was even nicer than this, but this is an example of what the lights would do. And this isn't exaggerated. This is what it looked like. It would just throw lights. It would throw the lights all over the ceiling and stuff. It was really cool, but very strange. Like really strange. But I liked it. It was really fun. You know, the LEDs are weird. You're right. The color sharper. They're a little too bright. They're a little blinding, which I don't like. And they also don't radiate as much. So I feel like it's very sharp light. It's a bit too bright. Like I can't see the tree because it blinds me. And it doesn't glow like the old lights used to glow. They're okay, but they're not the old light. No, the old lights, were a little dangerous and hot and everything else, but it kind of bums me out because I like the old ones. I like the look of it better. And they are too bright. Like they're just kind of blinding. Because I find like on my tree, now you almost can't see the ornaments at night because the LEDs are so bright. It's just different. Real candles? Oh God, no. I know people would. That would terrify me. Like how do you do that and not die? You know what I mean? Because you wouldn't want to just leave candles and ignore them. But I know of it, of course, the real candle thing. Old bubble lights. Oh God, those things. Those were funny. Were those the ones that would? Yeah, was it because they would heat up that they would do the bubbles? I remember those. We never had those, but I always thought those were funny. 24th of December to January 13th. 24th is what the 25th is to Americans. Lots of people get rid of the tree after New Year's Eve, though. December 1st through December is called Advent. Oh, Advent. Oh. Advent calendar. We know Advent calendars here, although we never did it, but a lot of people do. Jens, which are the calendars where each day you open up a new little thing. Interesting. Huh. So when do you put the tree up, Jens? Do you do the tree the night before? I remember it being Scandinavia that I thought it was Norway, that the parents would surprise the kids with the tree the night before Christmas or something like that. Yeah, so the 23rd, yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, I just think the tree going up for a week is too quick, Although it depends, I guess. If you've got other decorations, then it is kind of a month and the tree is the culmination, right? Yeah, my relatives had one of those silver trees. I think are pretty expensive now. My cousin or relatives had those silver trees, which I never liked because they were the silver and they had the lights at the bottom. They were a little too antiseptic, Advent wreath, huh? Interesting. And you guys have the Santa Lucia or Lucia thing, which is funny because that song, I don't know why that song is known here. The Swedish Santa Lucia song. It's like quite well known here, and I don't know why. Like why I know it even. It's very pretty. Like December 13, maybe ish, something like that. Like that's right. The Carol of the Bells is Ukrainian, exactly, which I didn't know until all of this stuff. I think it was a Ukrainian immigrant to the U.S., I think. Advent thing's a Catholic tradition? Oh, that's interesting. We never did it. Maybe that's why we never did it at my house. We were always jealous because like other houses would get it and they'd have little chocolates inside each one, and we're like, we want those. And maybe one year mom let us buy it, but like it wasn't our tradition. So, stare at the tree. Oh yeah. Well, I didn't like those trees, the silver ones. Like I said, when we were growing up, it was very antiseptic. It felt very commercial, almost like our relatives would do it, but they wouldn't even put gifts around it. It was almost, I just didn't like it. But whereas now that would be kind of a funky tree. It'd be a very funky tree now. But I'd still put lots of lights and ornaments and gifts or other boxes around it or whatever. Oh, all blue. Oh, that'd be pretty though. Blue lights, blue ornaments, silver garland. That'd be pretty. Very Israel of you, or Jewish or something, or Hanukkah. But it'd be very pretty. I just I just do the same thing every year because it's what I've got now. But yeah, we'll see about the lights. I still think, like I said, the LEDs, although it needs more lights, ironically, like I finally put the bigger lights on. The bigger lights, I added one more string and I went, oh, that is better. So this year, I think I'm going to err. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to err on the side of putting more lights, I think. I didn't want to put too many, and then I realized it wasn't enough. But it'll go right there. At least there's room for it. At least right where the mirror is back there. Oh, Lucia's the Catholic saint, or Lucia. That's interesting. I didn't realize. That's very interesting. Oh, that is interesting. I didn't realize that. Huh. I've never done clear lights on the tree. That's interesting. I always thought clear lights would be too clear, although I guess it could be kind of pretty though. I mean, we've always had colored lights, so that's kind of what you kind of do what you grew up with because it feels like home. What is that? Oh, that's the. Did you Google it or is that your own? Although that's kind of a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Yeah, with that spinning light thing. That's right. Oh my God, I forgot about that. That's right. The lights weren't lights. They were like cellophane that covered a white light, and that's how they changed colors. That's funny. The tree's a little Charlie Brown though, which I don't like. You know. Oh, the Russians hit a government building in Kyiv for the first time. Ukrainians need to go after Russian government buildings with scooters. Oh, that's funky. Oh, I kind of like the white one. In the old days, I wouldn't have liked that, but I think that's kind of funky. I really like that actually, and the ornaments pop on it. That's really interesting. Wow. Well, it's kind of cool because it looks snowy. That's actually very cool. Like I said, in the old days, I would want a green one, but that's really neat. I love how the ornaments just totally pop too, and the lights are very cool as well. That's actually very interesting. Huh? I like that. I like that a lot, actually. That's very cool. I could almost, well, except that my walls are white, so it might be too white, but that's interesting. Ukrainian reenactors? Oh, that's funny. Hmm. Oop, is the dog still sleeping on the couch? think so. Yes, she's. we were watching TV on the couch, and she's still hanging there. Oops. There, she's on the couch, hanging out, still napping. Oop, a little bright. It always gets a little bright here. Well, you can see the blob. Oh, that's funny. That is so funny. Oh, is it World War II though? Oh my God, how funny. Oh, they got all the old signs up too. That's funny. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's fabulous, Melissa. That's absolutely, I love that. That's very cool. Is that a display you can buy, or was that just like a display in a store? That's cool. I like that. That would be the coolest thing ever to have in your house. A tree you do for charity. Okay. Oh my God. Someone bought it. Oh yeah. That's totally, I mean, that if you had a big house, that would be totally cool. Wow. I like that. Well, NJ, I wonder if it's the LEDs. NJ's saying his mother-in-law does, or her, whoever, does so many lights, you get blinded. I think that's the LED problem, though. Like in the old days, you do a lot of lights and they glowed nicely. With the LEDs, it's actually a bit sharp. You know, I find, at least. Yeah, that's really cool, Melissa. I love that. Bumble's bounce. Well, that's abominable. Actually, is Bumble even in there? That's the abominable. Abominable. That's really cool. Do you guys decorate that yourselves? Because it's really well done too. Like, was that tree done, or did you guys decorate that tree or whatever it is on the left? It's really cool. Wow, that's really nice, because I can't decorate like that. That's like I love the over the topness of the, meaning it's gifts and ribbons, and it looks like somebody designed it. Wow. Oh, I love that. Even the gifts on the right, they're tumbling out kind of thing. I like that a lot. That's very cool. Huh. That's really neat. Wow. That's cool. Yeah, I don't think I can post any of this stuff. It's too bad on YouTube you can't post anything. I don't think it's our settings either, right? I think they just can't, like, you could maybe post links. Yeah, you can't do photos on YouTube. No. I don't know why you can't do photos on YouTube. I don't think there's I don't think there's an option to do photos. You'd think it would make sense to do that, but oh well. Oh God, finally nice weather. It's only 65 out. Finally nice weather. Like we're now normal weather here now, which is great. You know, I'm very excited about that. Oops, why does that have messages? Okay, it doesn't. These are just catching up. All right. There we go. Anyway. Doop, 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 doop. Whoop. Is there like more forest fires or whatever? Because we've been having these tremendous sunsets that totally look like there's smoke in the air. You know, those kind of orange sunsets that are like a little suspicious, but I haven't been able to find anything confirming it, but it reeks of forest fire or something, you know? But I mean, we've gotten them from Canada before, so who knows where it's coming from, if it's coming from anywhere. But it's very suspicious. Like I can show you did I show you guys the other day? I had a decent, I couldn't, I got a decent one the other night. Oops. Of the sunset. But you get the idea. Like this kind of this kind of sunset. Actually, I have to turn the light down a little. There. Like that kind of sunset is suspicious when it's that orange. And it was much more orange than that, of course. You know? Usually that's some kind of dust in the air or something. I find, at least. There we go. Getting my microphone, my microphone wire to stay steady. Oh, well, that's interesting. I guess I could get another one on here. Huh. Interesting. I do have another one in there. I have to go look for it. I forgot about that. I forgot that I do have another thing to hang on to here. Oops. Falling off. Weird. A little weird. Oh. It did fall down. Oh, no, okay. I'm clearly losing my mind here. Okay. Oh. That's weird. Oh. Interesting. All right. Kind of weird. All right. Not sure what I'm doing here. But that's okay. Anyway, I'm going to call it quits in a minute here, since we're 11:57, and I might be running out with friends. I don't know. We talked about going to some estate sales or something we were going to go check out. I don't recall now. All right. Well, no one's chatting, and we got 3 minutes to go. Going once, going twice. Oh, maybe Bumble is the snow. Oh, the Bumble is the monster. You're right, Big Hawk. You're right. I was thinking Yukon Jack was the Bumble. Yeah. When he said Bumble's bounce, he was talking about they fell on top of the Bumble and it bounced. Yeah. Yep. Okay, that's what it was. Oh, that's funny. All right. I know. I'm tired too. All right, guys. I'm gonna head out, or not head out, but head off. Check with my friends and see if we're doing. I'm going to dinner with a friend later at least, but don't know about anything for this afternoon. But I am going to say goodbye. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, subscribers. And I will see you guys mañana. All right. Let me do YouTube first. Bye, YouTube. All right.